Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org. That's just how I've always started my videos. But at this point it's welcome to Maui LFG, which is let's fill the gap. Let's find the gap, let's fill the gap, let's effing go. And I just decided I'm just going to do this. I am just going to present to you, the world, America, a gap that we recently discovered today as it pertains to the cats that are still stuck in Lahaina town. And I'm not going to throw anybody or any organization under the bus, but what I'm going to tell you is that the job is not done. It's not done. There's colonies of cats that are stuck inside of Lahaina town right now. And if you don't help me blow up the phones, then by omission, there's for lack of a better word, there's like things you can do by commission and there's things that you can do by omission. Commission is when you do something bad. Omission is when you don't do something when you're supposed to do something in the light of something bad that's happening. So I'm asking you to please help me save the cats that are inside of the town of Lahaina right now. I have been given information by an organization. By the way, this is my son Dylan and this is Hunter. We're just a regular family on Maui working our brains out trying to fill the gap, but there's an organization that reached out to me today. I want you to Google them or just go to the website SaveMauiCats.org, SaveMauiCats.org, and they have a countdown on their homepage that shows how many days it's been since these cats have been fed, and they're basically going to be starved out of the town. They're not given access to trap the cats, so the plan is they need to go in and trap the cats with people that have been feeding these cats for years. Cats are smart animals, right? You guys probably have some cats, right? Any cat lovers out there? They're smart.
They're survivors.
They're survivors for sure, yes. But they also know people. And so if you want to successfully trap a cat, you need to do it with somebody that knows these cats. And so if you've never been to Maui, we have got an army of people, most of them are women, that drive around and feed feral cats. It happened during COVID, and the cats had to be taken care of because many of those cats were no longer being fed by tourists and hotels and leftover food. So right now we have cats that are stuck inside the burn zone, specifically at Mala Ramp. SaveMauiCats.org is trying to get in there to help them. They can be taken to the Surf Cat Ranch. You can Google that as well. Linda, and is the name of the person at Surf Cat Ranch. And they've reached out to me saying there's certain organizations that are not doing this job. They're saying they're doing this job, but it's not happening. They're giving lip service to doing this job. I'm not going to mention any organizations because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, and certainly I'm learning my lesson here when I've got a way to communicate things to the world. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. What I'm doing is I'm saying there's a call to action right now, and I need you to please pick up the phones to the organizations that you know that are supposed to be taking care of this problem, and then we need to ask for physical evidence that the cats have been trapped and have been removed. And I'm not necessarily talking about domestic cats, but there's certainly some domestic cats. I have got, if you go to the Facebook page of the organization that handles this problem, typically, you're going to see comments in there of people that have reported injured cats. They've reported physicians or doctors or whatever you call them that work on cats not being paid to serve cats. I also spoke today with Central Maui Animal Clinic and one of their veterinarians. They say you can bring a cat to Central Maui Animal Clinic, and they will treat burned cats. But this is a real gap. You know, I found a gap, right? And I didn't know what to do with it. I did a bunch of research today. I called a certain organization. I sat on hold, and I didn't get a hold of anybody. And I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, but they didn't respond. And again, I'm not throwing anyone or any organization under the bus. I'm here presenting facts that I've been given by SaveMauiCats.org that the cats are still in there. They're being starved out. So the theory that another organization has is that you starve the cats and then eventually you'll be able to trap them. But that's just not the way it works. You can't starve the cats, they'll die. So what you need to do is you need to let the people in there that have been feeding these cats for years, that trust them, and trap them at night is what they said you do, because they feed about dusk right now, and then you have a chance of putting them in those traps and bringing them out of safety and treating the ones that are injured. But this is not happening. So I guess my number one message I have for America is you just got to quit believing the narrative, because the narrative is a bunch of BS. I'm telling you the truth of what's going on with these cats right now in Maui, and I'm handing you the baton because you can be the warriors with the phones, and you can reach out. There's massive donors that support these organizations that need to be aware that their massive donations are not doing what they're supposed to do right now, which is take care of the humane aspects of taking care of these animals. So the bottom line, these are our cats, right? This is Milo and Kona. And then the other one that you saw earlier is actually, we have, how many ferals do we have? 3?
Yeah, like 3.
We have 3 ferals, and I want you guys to know that Dylan, every time we've been evacuated, this guy right here never left home without the cats. In the midst of that evacuation, this guy was putting cats in boxes and going in the car. And tell him about that experience, Dylan, and what is it that's so amazing? Why do you love your cats so much, bro?
Well, they're a companion to me, and just feels like Milo's my best friend. Like, I hang out with him every day. I see him every day. It's really just like a mental health thing. Like, he really, if I'm angry and I see Milo, he calms me down. It's kind of like a dog. It's kind of like the same thing as a dog, but
it's a cat, and cats are totally different than dogs, aren't they? But they're amazing. We love them. We're a huge cat family. We love our cats. And I just wanted to let you guys know this is real life, right? We're just real people. I'm in my backyard catching up, taking a little break from the 400,000 text messages and emails and just the avalanche of information that is flowing into our world at the moment. And I just did an ice bath with my boys, and we're out here petting the cats. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't care. I am just going to use this platform as a way to inform you guys what's going on Maui right now. And we have a cat problem. So are we just going to forget about the cats? Are we just going to be like, oh, well, gosh, and will history be written like, well, yeah, they killed all the cats. Someone forgot about we didn't forget about the cats, right? I'm not forgetting about the cats. And now you know about the cats that are stuck in the burn zone, specifically at Mala, but there's other colonies that the women and the men that take care of these cats need to be allowed in there to trap them and bring them out and treat them and get them placed at the Surf Cat Ranch.
And my dad isn't even a cat person. He's really a dog person. This is all surprising to me.
Well, I have my cat, Milo. Not Milo, but Kona. Kona's my cat.
That's my baby.
Hey, my baby.
I adopted him, boy.
But we have a very special cat named Kona. And I love Milo too, but Milo is, he's a tomcat right there.
He's actually the alpha male.
Right.
He kicks all the other cats' asses. The stray cats, he hates them, but Kona is his best friend.
Right. And check this out. This is how cool our cats are. When we go for a walk, the cats follow us. I can go for a 2-mile walk, and these feral cats mainly, they will go in front of me. They'll lay down. By the end of my walk, they're panting, and they have to stop and roll over, and they don't leave us alone.
It's like a dog with no leash.
Right, it's nuts, man. So we have a strong connection to cats. So I'm just thinking about these poor cats that are stuck in this burn zone, and we have one organization that's supposed to be taking care of them. They're messaging that they're taking care of them, yet I'm hearing from truly compassionate cat lovers that are crying on the phone to me, begging me to put this message out to the world, and I just can't sit back and wait for the right political agenda or the right thing to say without getting some powerful people in trouble. I just want to say this. Let's save the cats in Lahaina. You can put pressure on these organizations. You can call the mayor's office. You can do a lot. You can do a lot more than you think you can do, trust me. And I know we have all kinds of other issues going on here that could easily be interpreted as more important than kitty cats, but I don't know. I don't know how you all of a sudden decide that something is not worthy of our attention. And it can be easily solved. It can be easily solved. It can be easily solved. You can let these people that love these cats into that area at night. Right now, just so you guys know, this is how it's going down. There are certain people that live in Lahaina town that they can still go to their home. They live in Kahului Village. They live off of Front Street. Their home has not burned. They are allowed to go to their home. But here's the deal. If they leave their home, if they leave their condo and they're found anywhere else on Front Street, They've been told they will be arrested, there will be a $5,000 fine, and they cannot return to their home. Did you know this information? Did you know that the people that are still going into the burn zone are allowed to, number one? Number two, are threatened. They cannot leave their property, and if they do, they get arrested, $5,000 fine, and they cannot go back to their home. So right now there's people that are literally risking that, leaving their homes to go feed these cats. That's just the truth. And that's bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It's just wrong that our cats, that these cats that are part of Maui, if you've been to Maui, you know that we have a lot of feral cats here. They're right next to chickens. They're holy. They're revered. They're cherished. They're loved. And they're being ignored. And it's baloney. And I want you guys to please help us. We are limited. All we can do is complain. All we can do is blow up people's phones. All we can do is call and be irritable and say that there's going to be accountability. Now that you're aware of it, you can do something. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm giving you the name of an organization that I know knows these cats. They called me. They cried. Their eyes out. SaveMauiCats.org and Surf Cat Ranch. These people are ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
There's another organization that doesn't really want to shake hands with them.
And they fulfilled their fundraiser. They had a big fundraiser. They reached the limit, and they're not doing shiz about it.
Thank you. Thank
nothing.
you. So it's like we're all.
It surprised me because they're a very reputable entity, and seems like they've turned. That's all I'm going to say.
There's just a lot of awakening going on right now, which you thought was like the organization that's going to take care of business and has got the big name and the big money. You would never think in a million years that they're not taking care of business. But guess what? We're not going to let them get away with it. This is the great expose. We're exposing the truth. And we got no dog in this fight. We got a cat in this fight. And we have cats that are suffering that need to be rescued from Lahaina town and from the burn. And I don't know what to do about it. I go down there, the guardsmen, they're not going to let me in. These people went to the police today and asked, can we get in there to rescue these cats? They're going to this other organization that I won't mention. They're not being welcomed. And so all I want proof. Just like I'm going to give you guys proof that every dollar that gets raised through Maui LFG is going to go into the hands of the people that I promised you would give it to, that I'd give it to. It's taken a while. GoFundMe didn't release our money until yesterday. I got to now put that money in a bank account with the 501(c). I don't want my 19-year-old son to get a tax bill for 400 grand. So there's logistics, but then once you get through the challenges, you have to present proof to the people that you're doing what you say you would do. It's like a contract. It's like a trust. It's like a trustworthy contract. So if this other organization is doing their job, then great. Do a video with SaveMauiCats.org. Do pictures of you guys pulling these cats out in traps and treating them and getting them out of Lahaina town. And do it within 24 hours because they've been in there for over 2 weeks. Go to SaveMauiCats.org and look at the countdown that they've created on their website saying this is how many days these cats have been without food, without people having to risk their own home to go feed them. So, welcome to reality.
And also, I know we haven't touched on this yet, but we are saving the dogs as well. There are dogs down there too, but it's a very small percentage. Like if this disaster were to happen anywhere else, there'd be a lot of dogs because there's a lot of dogs in other places. But Maui, they don't have too many stray dogs, but we will save the dogs as well.
Oh yeah, any animal that's in there of need. Also, just a few things of food for thought. I know I got the cat crew here, but I know there's a lot of other people here that are just for food for thought. Why are all the car doors closed in the pictures that you're seeing? Why are the car doors closed? If you were getting, out of fire and you're escaping, would you close your door? Would there be one door open? Why are all the doors closed?
Well, I think
he's going to answer the question.
I think maybe the day after there was some kind of
Well, yeah, someone closed the doors.
Officials coming through, maybe they closed the doors, or people when they were exiting their car in a panic. It's just kind of like.
Would they all be closed though?
It's kind of just like muscle memory. You get out of the car, boom, slam it.
Yeah,
and run.
maybe.
So
okay.
I'd say that's the case.
So guys, I don't want this to be a super long live. I just wanted to get this message out there. This will repost for all the cat lovers in the world, in the country, in Hawaii. I know there's a huge ton of support for these animals. I know it. And these are still creatures that are alive. They're survivors. They need to be fed. They need to be relocated. And by the way, just as food for thought, SaveMauiCats.org told me their business model, or not their business model, but their model for cats. They say they trap cats, they get the cats spayed and neutered, then they put the cats back and then they feed them, and they create a community of spayed and neutered cats that's humane, versus if you don't spay and neuter them and you don't trap them, if you just go off and kill the ones that you can find, and then you just create a situation where they're just multiplying. And that's one of the reasons we have a big cat problem here, is that they're not being managed correctly by the organization that's supposed to be managing them correctly. So I'm doing a big shout out right now for SaveMauiCats.org, shout out for Surf Cat Ranch, and a shout out to the people of the world to help us. Call whoever, what organization you feel called to call, and I wouldn't just call, I'd call all of them. Call your local, call your state, call your national, call the donors. There's big donors that give to these organizations, and I think now's the time for them to know that there's a possible gap between their money, their donations, and what is a very simple task of going and saving these cats. It would take, a few nights, and they shouldn't be in their suffering. They shouldn't be starved out, and let's save the cats.
Let's save the cats.
Save them.
We love our cats. Aloha. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We're getting the message out. This is real life. This is Hawaii. We're working hard. We took a little break with the cats and to bring you this message. We thank you so much for it from the bottom of our hearts. We thank you for everything you're doing to support Maui. We thank you for everything that you're doing to help bring awareness to what's going on here. I think it's way bigger than we can even conceptualize at this point in time. And we're not drawing conclusions. We're not pointing fingers. We're just going to bring you the information as we see it and let you draw your own conclusions. There's some real jaw-dropping stuff I've learned recently, but I need to get it straight from the horse's mouth on camera. I'm going to go out and do that for you guys, and we will continue to be victorious. And just as if you didn't read my update or listen to my latest video, we do have a 501(c). All the money is going into Faith Family Fellowship, which is a 501(c). It's actually the church that we attended for 10 years before COVID. Then after COVID, we just kind of, like a lot of people, kind of fell out of that habit of going to church. So I have to confess, I haven't been going to church as regular as I should be the last few years.
The camera down.
But I know for a fact that they will take that money, and we will basically go straight to that church and then straight to the victims, and we're going to document. So if you know anybody that wants to receive some of this money and do a video and tell their story, please have them go to MauiLFG.org and register. And we're going to start getting this money into the hands of survivors. We're going to prove it with these videos, and then we're going to give you their Venmo and their GoFundMes so you can continue to support them. And then my goal is to do a video and give seed money to every single family that was affected by this fire. So that's what we're doing. We're committed to it, and we thank you for your support. Continue to spread the message. Keyboard digital warriors until the fingers bleed. Until the fingers bleed. You've got a weapon in your hand called your smartphone and your camera. Use them. If you're here on Maui, document, picture everything you can. Audio record everything you can. Document. We have the power. We have the technology. The internet is slowly coming back. So I've been tooting that horn, been banging that drum. Today's the first day. Matter of fact, I think we're on our 5G right now. I mean, we're on Spectrum. We're on Spectrum right now. So I'm not trying to, no fairy tales here. We have Spectrum today, so thank you, Spectrum. And
we have Starlinks. So if your organization needs a Starlink in Lahaina because there's no power, Lahaina Luna.
Right. If you're in an area that needs internet, we now are probably going to have a lot of extra Starlinks as the internet gets restored. So show us where that gap is, that we can continue to put these Starlinks in the hands of people that need them. At the website, MauiLFG.com, you can register yourself as a resource, and you can register yourself as a need, and of course you can give there as well. But ultimately, we're just trying to connect the gap between the needs and the resource, and then also make you aware in sort of a 911 kind of message like this, so that we can bring attention to that. So thank you so much for your time, guys. I super appreciate it. Much aloha from Maui. We're going to get back to work, and we're going to go try to get an interview from somebody. That's what we're going to do, right, Dee? Yes. So we're off.
It's going to be a banger.
The roving reporters. I mean, I can't wait to get back to my regular job, to tell you the truth. It was a lot easier, but we are going to make a difference in this world, and America is going to wake up, the sleeping giant. So if you do anything, in Jesus' name, pray for Maui. invoke the heavens, the guardian angels, invoke God the Father, speak the name of Jesus over this, and I'm telling you, those minions, those demons, they must flee, and they will. And we thank you, Lord, for giving us this amazing gift of your name, the amazing ability to invoke change with your power, and that these people that think they're going to get away with this, it ain't going to happen because we got God on our side, right? All things work together for good for those who love God. So thank you guys. Until next time, much aloha. And call those people. You know who I'm talking about. I didn't call them out. I didn't say it. You figure it out. You're smart. Call them up. Hold them to the fire. Put their feet to the fire. I'm telling you, man, we can make change by just putting pressure on them. And yes, I've always worn my Maui Jims when I'm doing my lives. It's just the way that it is.
It's a trademark.
It's a trademark. But look in my eyes. The cats need help.
He's not lying.
They need help. All right, guys. Much aloha. Till next time. Eric West, Dylan West, and Hanta West out. Colton and Ryan are inside still working. Aloha.